You know the vibes. Another day, playoff action. We're breaking it down for you right here on the Hoop Genius podcast presented by NBA 2K22. You are listening to Mo Mootsie. Real name, no gimmicks. BJ Armstrong in the building as well. Now we do. What a night it's been. No playoff action. There were 3 games. We're going to be breaking down all 3 games for you. But first and foremost, we've got something very important to discuss. Justice has been restored in the world. BJ, I'm a happy man today. Tell the people why I'm smiling so much.
Mo. I'm gonna give you your day. Out of respect to you. It's like a broken clock. Twice a day, Mo. It's correct. And you know what? I'm gonna give you your day. This is Mo's day. Mo called it. I'm gonna sit back and you know what, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I
can't let you. I can't let you call me the broken clock that's right twice a day because we're just BJ. We're about to break down the games. Okay, right now, you know. Let me tell you guys at home something. Me and BJ spoke, earlier on today, and he said, "What time do you want to record?" I said,
like 10 times earlier, earlier today.
I said to BJ, "Yo, what time do you want to record?" We've been speaking all day, and I go, let's record after the Warriors game. If it's a blowout, then we'll record during the game. Here we are recording. The Warriors are still playing the Nuggets. The game is well and truly done. But, the broken clock that's wrong twice a day, I picked the Warriors to win this one. Someone else picked the Denver Nuggets to come out of this one. That's what I'm saying. We saw the Philadelphia 76ers take another win. Once again, DeAndre Jordan did not play coach's decision, and Paul Reed was getting minutes out there. So just saying the broken clock that's right twice a day, there's plenty more instances. I'm going to have to put you on blast for that one, BJ. But anyway, back to business. Then that's just 2 of the examples.
Did I strike a chord with you?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because I will let nothing take away from the fact that Marcus Smart was finally recognized as the Defensive Player of the Year of the NBA. Well and truly deserved. I've been campaigning for this for about 6 years now. And I think someone at the NBA must have heard my complaints. Because I've been campaigning for so long, but it's well and truly deserved. They celebrated. They had the thing that was great. They had Gary Payton flew into Boston, the last guard to win this award. Was it 96 where GP won it? It was
95, 96.
95, 96. Yeah, that's right. And guards don't win this award. It's typically big men. Rudy's won 3 of the last 4. Giannis is another 7 foot who's won it, or it's elite defensive wings like Kawhi, Draymond Green. We don't see small guards win this award. So for Marcus to do this, amazing. I'm happy for him. I know how much it means to him, how hard he's worked, giving it his all on every single possession out there on the defensive end. So I just want to give him a shout out, some credit, some flowers. And
yes,
not just his defense, though, his growth as a playmaker and as a point guard, you're really seeing him putting together, an all-round game now. So that made me happy. So I just wanted to discuss that. And I think it was about time. There's a lot of worthy candidates, it is worth saying. There was a lot of worthy candidates, but we got more pressing things to discuss because as we just said that we're recording this whilst the Denver Nuggets are playing the Golden State Warriors, we're going to start talking about them because as I'm watching right now, they're still arguing amongst each other on the bench, BJ. I don't know if you saw this earlier. DeMarcus Cousins, was it Will Barton? They were getting heated at each other on the bench. Steph Curry scored a few threes and the team on the court was shouting at each other. Right now, I'm seeing Jeff Green going at someone on the bench. This series surely is over. Game 2's not even finished. But do you see any way that the Warriors don't sweep this? They are looking unbelievable right now. They got Steph coming in off an injury, finding his rhythm. Once again, coming off the bench, he's got 26 points so far. Jordan Poole's looking like another 30-piece. Klay Thompson's making shots, hitting buckets. And listen, I love to see it when the offense is flowing like this. And, I knew this game was done when I saw Draymond Green score 3-pointer. BJ, you think
Well, I really thought Denver would put up a bigger fight. I really did, Mo. I said it yesterday when we recorded. Game 2 in a series, especially when you're on the road, is a very important game, especially if you lose, because you make the adjustments. And you want to at least be competitive to set the stage so when you come back home, that the home team, which they should hold serve, have something to think about. Now, I'm a little disappointed in this effort again tonight because of the following. They did not compete. They looked they don't look organized.
The Warriors look
They
like
look
they were having a
disinterested.
practice. It looked like a Warriors scrimmage game.
And I don't know. It seems like they're not playing to their strength. Mo. It's just something. It just seems off. Without trying to knock the players. I'm just really disappointed because you have a great player like Jokic. You have veteran players, Jeff Green and Aaron Gordon and Will Barton and these guys, and it's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable on all levels.
I think some of the responsibility has to fall on the coaching staff. I know Mike Malone has done great things in his career. He's done great things in Denver, but right now, looking at this, his own team is all arguing at each other, going at each other. There's not been a game plan to even try and slow down these guys. It looked like they turned up to this series ready to lose. I think the media, fans had more faith in them than they had in themselves because Jokic has carried them through 82 games in the regular season. He is clearly very tired. They need someone else to step up. And I know they're missing guys with injuries, but no one else has stepped up. I said it the other day. I said it again. Aaron Gordon has let me down to what I expected him to do because out of everyone else on the roster, he's kind of on paper the next one that should step up. So, it's a disappointing series for the Denver Nuggets. My question to this is, though, BJ, I think I was just speaking to you about this before we start recording. I feel that the Denver Nuggets may have missed their window to get to the finals. I think last season was their best chance. And of course, they had the injury to Jamal Murray that derailed that. But now, looking at them against this Golden State Warriors team, even though they're missing Murray and Michael Porter Jr., I don't think adding those two guys would even help them in this series because the Warriors are simply outclassing them at every turn.
Well, in their defense, Mo, they are missing Jamal Murray.
Yes.
And they're missing, is it Kevin Porter? That's
Michael
right?
Porter
Kevin
Jr.
Porter. Michael, sorry. What
Kevin's
I say?
in Houston.
Kevin Porter.
There's too many Porter
Michael
Juniors,
Porter.
but yeah.
I know. There's just Porters everywhere. Michael Porter Jr.
And the Golden State Warriors have got also Porter Jr. on their roster too.
Yeah, I know. It's just they're all over. Porter. Let's just say Porter. They're missing their second and third option.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're missing. And now in their defense, I want to say that. And those guys will make a difference, Mo, because I love to, just state things that are like general principles in the league, which is talent, and you need depth. And both of those guys certainly would add to their team because they're both very talented players. Now, but Mo, as you're watching them now, you're saying this doesn't look like a championship caliber team, but you have players now that probably would be better coming off the bench. Jeff Green, Will Barton, Morris. Now those guys would be coming off the bench.
Yep.
Which would probably give them the depth because those are really good players. However, when they're playing against, players like a Klay Thompson,
Draymond's wreaking havoc on defense right now.
Yeah. I mean, they right now, defensively, this Warriors team looks terrific. They're getting out in transition, and all of this starts because they have a defensive identity. So right now, it's looking great. But again, I want to give the Warriors credit, but I also want to say, what is going on in Denver?
Well, I said,
what is going on with them? They just seem
Jokic just got tossed from the game. Yep, Jokic just.
Oh, yeah.
BJ, what did I say when I rang you at halftime?
Yeah, you said he was going to get thrown out. You said he was going to get thrown out.
I said Jokic is getting thrown out of this, and here it is. Yeah. The broken clock strikes again. Anyway, I want to give some credit to. I'm on you now, BJ. I'm on you for this.
I know I'm sorry.
I want to give some. I want to give some. Hey, when it comes to Marcus Smart, I got to write it out. But I got to give some. Break this down for the fans at home who might not know. If you're looking at this matchup and you're thinking Nikola Jokic is 7 foot tall, MVP. And he's being guarded by Draymond Green, who's 6'6". And,
right.
How is Draymond doing such a good job? Here's how Draymond's doing such a good job. When he guards him, he's extremely physical. He's constantly bumping him. He's got a low center of gravity. His legs are extremely strong. And then when he guards him, he just keeps his hands straight up in the air. So he's not getting baited into calling fouls. Draymond Green has done a masterful job. Anyone who has to guard players bigger than them, especially in the UK, because we don't have that many tall people. And as a kid growing up in the UK, 6'1", 6'2", you get thrown in to play the 4 or the 5, playing against the guy that's 6'9", 7 foot. You're going to have to learn how to play. So watch Draymond Green if you want to learn how to play guys that are bigger than you, because he's done a masterful job against Nikola Jokic over here in these first 2 games. So, and then the offense, Jordan Poole playing with confidence. He's on the court with all these Hall of Famers. He's playing like he's the star of the show. Steph Curry finding his way back. The ball is moving. The players are moving. This is one thing that Golden State don't get enough credit for. The player movement is unbelievable. And one thing that I've noticed, I want to keep an eye on, is the Klay Thompson post-ups. He's going to post-ups a hell of a lot more than he used to before the injuries. I think that's because being injured, he spent so much time in the gym by himself, working on shooting drills and post-up drills and all that kind of things. So maybe he's just more comfortable with that stuff now. But watching him has reminded me of a little bit of how they used to use Sean Livingston in those 2016, 2017 teams. When they got a smaller guard on him, they'll just throw it to him down low in the post, let him hit that post fade, turnaround jump shot. BJ, do you think the Warriors are going to win this? Do you think Denver has any hope of winning one of these games?
Before the series started, I really thought Denver had an advantage. I really did. I thought they had an advantage, especially on the offensive end. And I was really interested to see the game plan that the Warriors were going to put together. And it's really working to perfection right now. Now, one of the things that they're doing is that they're shooting exceptionally well. They're playing very well on the offensive end. And when you're shooting shots, everything looks great. But I just want to get back to the execution of the Denver Nuggets. I'm really surprised, Mo. I'm just really surprised with the veteran team, the way they're playing. There's a way to lose in this league. And Mo, I don't like what I'm seeing. And, I got to give the Warriors credit. I'm not taking away anything from the Warriors. But I would have thought at least it would have been much more competitive. You can't underestimate the Warriors, okay? Because the Warriors have been there, done that.
They shot,
but I really thought
46% from 3 in the first game. They're shooting 45% from 3 tonight.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because the defensive effort's just not there from Denver. You're seeing Steph Curry.
Oh, Denver, they're not playing any phase of the game. They're not playing any phase.
Steph Curry passes the ball. He's getting it back. And I know there's no way I just saw Steph Curry in the mid-post hit a turnaround, fade away jump shot off the glass. Listen, it's like they've never seen Steph forward. He'll have the ball, pass it to Draymond. He's going to run through a screen and catch the ball again. Yeah, the defense just looks like they're giving up and just letting him run, catch it, score. It's crazy. But we've got this, Golden State heading up 1-0 if they hold on, unless there's the biggest collapse of all time here. Another team that's up 2 games to zip is the Philadelphia 76ers.
How about that?
And how about
that?
The MVP candidate, Joel Embiid, and their second star, Tyrese Maxey. Embiid had 31 and 11. Maxey had 23, 9 and 8. Quiet night for James Harden once again. 14 points. He snuck through that one. This is tough because obviously the Toronto Raptors were playing without Scotty Barnes. He's out with an injury. Gary Trent Jr. was banged up. He should not have really been playing. Neither should have Thaddeus Young. They both had injuries, but they played through them to their credit. But you could tell Gary Trent Jr. has 0 points. He was playing hobbled. What do you make of that series? How many games do you see that going now that we've seen the first 2 in Philly? They held home court. Do you think they're going to Raptors Arena without Matisse Thybulle, who only played 10 minutes today, and go get it done in Toronto?
Well, Mo, I think it's probably the former player in me. I hold on to certain things, and the series doesn't start till the other team wins on the opposing team's home court. So give Philly credit for doing what they had to do at home. They held serve. And now if they're able to go get a game or 2 in Toronto, now you're talking. So I don't want to get too far ahead. The energy will be better. This team came out early, Mo, and they put up a good fight early in the game. Even though they were down guys, I thought they had a good game plan. At least they show energy. And that, again, and I'm not going back to Denver. At least Toronto came. Toronto went on like a 20-2 run in the third quarter.
I want to ask you this, right? Because we get on, the media fans get on to Tom Thibodeau for making his players play so many minutes. Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet were number 1 and 2 in minutes played this season. Nick Nurse had these guys playing all year long. And do you think that weighs a factor in, because tonight, I said on the last episode, I'm looking for a big performance from VanVleet and Siakam. Both of them had 20 points, shooting 30%, 35% from the field. Fred VanVleet 5 from 16 from downtown. Siakam 7 from 20 from the floor. Do you think playing so many minutes in the regular season has had any impact on the Toronto Raptors? Because they really they made their stars play hard and play a lot of minutes throughout the regular year.
Well, anytime you're getting up there 38 plus minutes, those are a lot of minutes. And, I know, you'll say, well, those guys are young. But right now, those guys playing, I think they both played over 40 minutes this evening. You got to do what you got to do. I don't think it was because they were tired. Let's just face it, Tyrese Maxey and company. Because right now, he's leading the charge, Bo. He's been the best player in this series. Let's just, Tyrese Maxey has been the best player in this series in the first 2 games. Now, Joel Embiid, as you and I stated earlier in our many of conversations, and we should state it here. If you're a great player, you're not going to play back-to-back bad games. So Joel Embiid continued the trend of what great players do. He had an okay game.
I don't think it was even bad though, because him commanding so much attention was what allowed Maxey to go off for all those points.
He did. But great players will find a way. And tonight, I'm sure, they wanted to do the same thing to kind of contain him, but he broke loose tonight. He had 30-something points tonight. He was he was very impactful on the game, dominated the game, played well, and Tyrese Maxey, once again, I don't think he scored like in the first quarter or something. And he plays with such speed and thrust and plays downhill. He's really turned it into he's an upper echelon guard now. I mean, you have to really respect his speed, especially in transition.
Here's a question for you. Max contract extension, Tyrese Maxey. What are your thoughts?
What is this? This is his second year, right? Is this his second year? Well, Mo, I mean, he was a late first round pick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I've seen. So I wanted to address this because I saw a tweet. I think it was it Kendrick Perkins who tweeted, how many GMs are still going to have their job because, he was drafted late in the first. That draft class does not count because the pandemic interrupted that whole season. You saw half a season of college basketball. You didn't see a tournament. You didn't have the combine. You didn't have, all the things that you would regularly have when scouting into that draft. So I can't be mad at teams for their picks in that draft. Credit to the Sixers for picking him out, in that draft. But yeah, second season, but he's already playing in the NBA playoffs like a superstar. If you're watching the NBA for the first time, you'd think he's the second superstar.
Well, Mo, I think the numbers says that. But when you watch the game, okay, like you and I do, when you start saying superstar, we have to be very careful using that word. Right now, Tyrese Maxey, I'm not saying eventually he won't be able to. Tyrese Maxey can't carry a team right now. Maybe he can. Okay. So we have to be very careful on how we use this term superstar. All right. Tyrese Maxey is what we're seeing is Tyrese Maxey is going to command, in my humble opinion now, where every team is going to say, if we don't wall this guy up in transition, he may just run this thing down our throat.
It's a track meet.
Tyrese Maxey can play downhill as well as anyone.
He must be one of the fastest players in the league. I don't know the official.
That's what I'm saying.
He's crazy quick.
Now, what I'm seeing, and this is what I'm seeing. Okay, I Mo, you've heard me say this a million times. I always let the players tell me who can play. Now, what's been interesting about Tyrese Maxey in the playoffs? He's not deferring to James Harden. Mo.
Yep. James Harden is finding him with the
now, Mo, think about this now. You are a second-year player, and you're not deferring to a
former
MVP in this league,
scoring champion,
Hall of Famer, blah, 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 blah. Tyrese Maxey is doing Tyrese Maxey right now. Now, Mo, when you see a young player, I don't care if you were drafted number 1, like Anthony Edwards, or you were drafted late in the first round. When you see a young player playing with this level of confidence in the playoffs and begin to he's had moments where he's carrying a quarter, he's carrying it too. Last game, he had 38 points. Now, Mo, and that to me says something that the players know what he's capable of doing. But more importantly, this guy is he's going to figure out a way. Because Mo, here's the most impressive thing about these last 2 games. He's not the first option, and he's not the second option.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still making an imprint, an impact on the game as not the first or second option. Now, that lets me know that Doc Rivers has the ultimate confidence in him. And in the playoffs, unlike the regular season, the second unit is Maxi's team.
Yep.
Mo,
get out of credit
the
to
second unit.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to give the credit to Doc Rivers. So we talk about adjustments. No one's going to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it here. Mm-hmm. The second unit is Tyrese Maxi's team.
Yes.
And the guy is playing with the ultimate freedom, and he plays downhill. And then when he plays with James Harden, and then he integrates and he plays a certain way. But now you're beginning to see those guys looking for Maxi. And to me, as a second-year player, that's a wild type of moment.
Big time.
Because you don't see that often.
Speaking of players stepping up, the final game of the night, well, not the final game of the night, but the third game that was on last night was the most interesting to me because, I called you and I said, man, how on earth is Dallas hanging around in this game?
What did I say, Bo?
What did I say? You said,
what did I say to you?
I don't know what the problem is in Utah, but that's a problem.
Mo, I'm going to let you have this one because, Mo, there's something going on in Utah. I don't know what's happening up there.
I'm going to break it down. It's a yearly tradition. It's a yearly tradition, okay? Chris Paul tied his playoff career high against who? The Utah Jazz in the playoffs. Jamal Murray had his career high against who? The Utah Jazz in the playoffs. Terrence Mann had his career high against who? The Utah Jazz in the playoffs. And last night, Jalen Brunson, 41 points, career high against the Utah Jazz in the playoffs. So you're seeing a trend develop here. If you're a point guard and you're a guard or you're a smaller player and you're looking at this team, you're thinking, I'm going to get cooking tonight.
Is this barbecue chicken?
It's more than barbecued. It's been on the barbecue so long now the chicken's burnt. We're gonna have to order in some more food because the chicken is burnt. Okay, they've been cooked up. Here's the thing: the Dallas Mavericks tonight made 17 uncontested threes. That's the most by any team in the last 10 postseasons. And of those 17 uncontested threes, 7 of them went to Maxi Kleber, who scored 8 3-pointers. Okay. And I get he was in a bit of a shooting slump after the All-Star break. But I just want to put common sense out there. BJ, if you knew nothing about this Dallas team, if you see a tall German man who plays for the Dallas Mavericks, would your game plan be to allow him to shoot? Even if you knew nothing about this team. I don't think that's the game plan I would have gone with, okay? It was a very simple game plan. Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie did a great job. They would drive into the paint, the defense would collapse, they'd throw the ball to the corner, and their teammates would shoot it. It was so simple, I couldn't believe my eyes down the stretch in the fourth, that the Utah Jazz and Rudy Gobert is trying to do what he can do, but the rest of the team just simply cannot play defense. They need to change this whole roster if they want to have any chance of winning a championship, because the lack of defense from everyone else aside from Rudy Gobert was absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. And then,
okay, so Mo, I just got a couple questions. What's going on with Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert? I mean, Mo, I can't keep, because I like those players, but I don't know what's going on anymore. Like, what is going on here where you have a player like Mike Conley, 0 points in like 22 minutes? What's going on here?
Well, the Dallas Mavericks, we've got to give them credit for their defense. The guys like Dorian Finney-Smith, I spoke about this in the last episode. You know, Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock's done a nice job defensively. They're really just fighting hard on defense. And Mike Conley, we got to remember, is not the same Mike Conley that we remember in Memphis playing on the grit and grind Grizzlies. He's 34 now. He's come off a couple major injuries. He's not the same Mike Conley that we all know and that we all love. And that's with all due respect to him. So, but coming up with 0 points is very worrying. But on the offensive end, we spoke a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last week, about Donovan Mitchell only throwing one pass a game to Rudy Gobert. Today, I feel like Donovan Mitchell was justified because every time Rudy Gobert caught the ball, he fumbled it. I saw him missing dunks, missing alley-oops, turning the ball over. It was not a great look. It was not a great look of saying, hey, guys, get me the ball more when I've got smaller defenders on me. I'll get it done in the paint. Rudy Gobert, once again, dominates the ball, 17 rebounds, but he finishes with 8 points, 2 of 5 from the field. And listen, the Utah Jazz shouldn't have lost this game, but not only should they have not lost this game, the first 2 games, neither of them should have been close. The Dallas Mavericks play a brand of basketball where everything is centered around Luka Doncic. Everything. The word that the analytics guys like to use is heliocentric. Okay? Heliocentric.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Time out, Mo. Yeah. Break that down for us. Break. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're teaching now.
I'm going to teach them. Heliocentric, if you think about the universe and the solar system, is a heliocentric system, right? The sun is at the center.
Are we in the Van Allen belt or where are we?
So the sun is at the center of the universe, right? And everevering else orbits around the sun.
Well, I was taught, Mo, that the sun is not the center of the universe.
You know what I'm saying.
Go ahead, you're teaching.
Our solar system. I never did science in school, okay? The only science I know is the science of buckets. But, we're talking about the solar system, right? Not the universe.
Okay.
Solar system. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Solar system, right? Or galaxy, Milky Way. I don't know what it is, but the sun is at the middle, and then we got the Earth, Mars, Venus. Everyone orbits the sun, right? So heliocentric means everything's orbiting the sun or the one figure in the middle. And so the Dallas Mavericks offense, everything orbits Luka Doncic. He is the sun of their solar system, right? And all the other players, the role players, they fit in as Mercury, Venus, Mars, Neptune, whatever. But the sun is what keeps everything aligned and everything turning around and around and around. They're not playing with Luka Doncic. He's missed the first 2 games. You're playing against a team without the guy that gets everything done throughout the whole regular season. That's their game plan is what we're going to do is we're just going to give the ball to Luka, run ball screen. He's going to hit some step back threes. He's going to get to the mid range. He's going to hit some floaters. He's not there. He's literally not on the court and you're still losing. It's blowing my mind. You're supposed to be a competent team in the NBA playoffs. This is supposed to be a close series. I know it's tied 1-1, but now Luka Doncic coming back, if he does return for game 3 or game 4, the Dallas Mavericks must be feeling great. Even though they lost the game at home to open this series. I think they're feeling great right now.
Well, I didn't see what did he get? 26 tonight? What's it?
Well, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh,
Maxey, Maxey had 25 off the bench. And Jalen Brunson had 41. Spencer Dinwiddie had 17.
I just don't know what's going on anymore. And because I don't want to say this about Utah, but this is like a broken record now. I say the same thing. They have a great regular season.
Yep.
And then they get to the playoffs. And it's not, we can't keep saying next year. I just think this team, I remember what Hubie Brown told me once. About every 3 or 4 years, maybe, you might need to hear a new voice. And I just think this team needs a new voice. Okay. And when I say a new voice, either they need to shake up the players so these new players that come in will hear a new voice, and the players who've been there for a while need to hear a new voice, or Quinn Snyder, who is a very good coach, needs a new team to talk to. Just, it's run its course. I don't know what else you can do. Like, they play, but something is missing, right, Mo? I asked you after game 1.
Defense is missing.
Something is missing. I don't know.
Defense for anyone not named Rudy Gobert is just missing. Perimeter defense, doesn't exist for the Utah Jazz. Like it was literally like playing 2K against someone who doesn't know how to play 2K, right?
Yeah,
Just drive the ball in, defense collapses, you kick, wide open three. I was baffled down the stretch, last 2 minutes of the game. Maxi Kleber, who scored 7 3-pointers, okay, is getting open threes, and he knocks down his 8th one to kind of, ice the game.
How about that?
If someone scored 7 3-pointers against you, you can't leave him open. It's oh man.
I mean, the fact that this team really feels confident that they can win games minus Luka Doncic, what is that really saying?
Jalen Brunson coming for the bag this summer, dropped 41, 8, 5, and 2 steals. He's getting paid this summer. I'm happy to see it. I love to see it because he deserves it, and he's keeping the team keeping it steady without Luka Doncic, and now adding Luka in. Man, I don't know. These boys in Utah, man, they got to shake up the team. They got to shake up the roster. I don't think they can run this back. But what we'll be running back is the Hoop Genius podcast, because we'll be back tomorrow morning breaking down more action as we've got more game twos. We've got the Hawks and the Heat. The Hawks have had a little bit of time to rest and game plan now. They'll be looking to do better than they did in game 1. The Timberwolves and the Grizzlies.
Hey, you know what?
That's going to be the game of the night.
Yes, there will be. But you know what we didn't discuss, Mo? And we should have touched on it, but we didn't. Is the Kyrie incident.
Well, we got time. We got time until game 2. They play on Wednesday night. We got time until game 2.
I want to hear your thoughts on this. We love to talk about the game. But it was a very unfortunate incident. But we have to call it like we see it, Mo, So we don't have to today, but we should touch on it.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your thoughts.
We'll do that tomorrow ahead of game 2 in Boston.
Yes.
Because
that's going to be a great game. I wish you and I were in the same room watching this game.
I wish we were in the arena.
Yeah. Well, it can't be in the arena because I need instant replay. I'm old now,
Don't worry. I'll bring the iPad. I'll put League Pass on the iPad. Don't worry.
Yeah, I need. You could be in the arena.
What we'll do is we'll go to the arena. We'll get the corporate box. They got the TVs in there.
No, you can't go to the arena and be in the corporate box. If I'm going to be in a corporate box, it's going to be in my home. Okay. Okay. Because you know what? That's one thing I don't understand. Like, why do you go to the arena to sit on a couch? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But
just for the Instagram pictures, that's all it is. But tonight,
well, maybe because I'm not on Instagram, that's probably why it doesn't make sense to me.
Tonight, they in the grindhouse. The Ant-Man's back in the grindhouse tonight. I heard a little clip of him saying he feels like he's the best defender in the NBA, and he's going to be taking the challenge again. Anthony Edwards, and then Ja Morant, of course, uploaded to his Instagram a famous clip of Michael Jordan in the dressing room with a baseball bat.
Yeah, that was
that BJ might be familiar with. There's some storylines that we're going to discuss.
You're throwing daggers. You're throwing daggers.
Come on, man.
Throwing daggers at
Come on. And then the Pelicans and the Suns. I really hope the Pelicans can do better than they did in game 1 and seal one game here. I think it would just be entertaining. Yeah. But we're going to be rocking with it. Let us know on social media your thoughts. Tweet us. You know where we're at. Find us online. TikTok's almost at 10,000. Get involved on TikTok if you ain't already. Catch us there. We're everywhere. You know the vibes. And until tomorrow, make sure you get buckets.